On right now, it's work day for me. Work day for you too. But that is great. Dusty Baker has been such a great manager for so long. You know, you just kind of assume that he had won the World Series, led his team multiple times. But for this to be his first one is pretty special. Couldn't happen to a better guy. Excited for our Astros. For us, no, it's a work day for us. We have a big game against the Giants coming up. It's kind of as simple as that. They've played good football this year, starting with how their quarterback has played. Daniel Jones has played. First off, he's a lot better athlete than he's given credit for. Everybody assume he's just a stand in the pocket thrower. Yeah, he can make all the throws, but I think he's been really effective when he's gotten out on the perimeter. Do a great job with boots. You know, Mike Kafka, of course, and Dayball. I mean, you know, their coaches have done a great job with designing some plays to kind of take advantage of his talents. It always starts with the quarterback, but Saquon Barkley, the conversation goes to him quickly. Loved him in college and what he's done in the league, and he's an outstanding player. You know, big guy that can run in between the tackles. He can definitely make you miss in the open field, and he's also has excellent speed. So that'll be a good challenge, big challenge for us. Other side of the ball, no one will blitz us as much as they will blitz. Of course, I'm very familiar with Thibodeau. Spent a lot of time with him. Fabian Moreau, who was on our team, is playing good football for them. So, good football team. Big challenge for us. We've taken a couple of days off, of course. Our players will be back officially in the building tomorrow, and we'll get back on our game week routine. Question?
What is it about the New York Giants? So, what have you seen on film that has surprised you as far as their turnaround has been this year?
As far as what now? Turnaround? You know, you just look at the guys I'm talking about. They've been there, so I feel like they had a pretty good foundation in place. But sometimes it just takes a while for it all to come together. For whatever reason, it's come together. They have a commitment to the run, and when you talk about a great tailback like that, see why there will be a commitment to the run, and a quarterback that's protected the football and done the things he's supposed to do. You know, once you get momentum going, you start believing. You know, in NFL, top team to the team that most would consider the worst team in football, any day that can happen.
Once you get into this deep into a season, you enter with a plan offensively and defensively. What do you lean on? Either it's other coaches, players, other things within the support staffs to kind of look for new answers than what you came in with?
I don't think you're from the first day you get here, you're looking for, if something doesn't work, you're looking for a better way of doing it. That process just continues throughout. It's not getting to a certain point of the season, anything like that. We understand what our record is, if you're talking, you know, specifically about us. And anytime something doesn't work, we're looking for ways to make that better, all the way up until the last game, all the way up until the last play. As I look at how we you know, it's always about protecting the football, and we protect the football at the end of the game. But I like the way a lot of our guys actually played right at the end of this last game that we had. That's something to build on.
Do you expect Nico Collins and Malik Collins to practice this week?
I'm hoping. You know, as we talk about how good the Giants are, rightfully so, we need all hands on deck. They're getting better, but. You know, as I said, these last couple of days, I mean, we let the guys get away a little bit. And, you know, guys are starting rehab and injury checks today. But we hope they will be able. They're right on schedule. They made a lot of progress. We'll see.
Lovie, you named Laremy Tunsil as the captain. You said you thought he represented the team well. Can you talk a little bit about how he's played this year? He
showed up. First off, we know who he is. He's, you know, as talented of a player as we have, and we're paying him that way. He's just been great in the locker room. Again, showing up every day and just giving his all each play. just a good presence in the locker room, all those things. And guys, that's what they're looking for. And looking for a veteran that's been around and has played at a high level for a long period of time. How have you done this? And what I found out about him for my shorter time, maybe around him, is that of when he starts talking, it makes a whole lot of sense on so many things. And just his knowledge of the game, taking care of his body, just all of those things, being a pro. Been real impressed with that.
Lovie, now that Brandon is back with you guys, how do you get him incorporated back into the offense in a way to use the best of him and get the most out of him?
That's what we've been trying to do throughout. We've been trying to win every game throughout. Our best players, we've been trying to get them involved, game plan wise, best we can, to let their talent show, all within a team concept. We missed Brandon the last game he played, like we missed Nico the last game. We missed Malik Holland. We missed a lot of those guys, and can't wait to get them back. We need everyone, so can't wait to get them back as soon as possible and see what we can do then.
You were just talking about how when Larry Tunsil speaks, things make sense. What kind of things has he said that caught you that way?
Oh, yeah. Now I can keep those to myself a little bit. A lot of things. You can probably understand why we don't go over everything Larry has said to me. There's a lot of things throughout the day when you're around someone for multiple hours each day that they say. Take my word for it.
Coach, you're going up against another top 10 NFL rusher in Saquon Barkley, but you also have a top 10 running back yourself in Dameon Pierce. When you look at the game plan going into the game going up against the Giants team who likes to blitz a lot, without giving away your game plan, are you still going to be able to lean on Dameon Pierce like you have in the past?
First thing, there's a good sound to it when going against another top 10 running back, saying that we have a top 10 running back in what we do. Whatever you are as a football team, what you believe, your personality, you don't get away from that. And we need to run the football. We've said that every game. That's not going to change. Doesn't matter really who we go against. They have an excellent defense that's going to challenge us in a lot of different ways that other teams have not. But we got to meet that challenge. It's kind of simple as that.
Oh, go ahead.
Obviously, this year you guys are struggling stopping the run. They have a top 10 running back in terms of rush yardage. How much as a coaching staff can you guys be better at basically helping your players execute whatever run fit they're supposed to? I know you mentioned that sometimes it comes down to run fit.
Are you asking, can we do a lot better job of getting our players in bed? Yes, we can. We can do a whole lot better job of coaching our players so we play better run defense. Absolutely.
With Saquon, how have you seen teams kind of build around running backs? Like, he's been there for a while, and then like this season he seems to have picked up. And the way that you try and use Dameon and others, like, do you see, I don't know, teams approaching that differently recently?
One more time.
How much do you see like how running backs are starting to be used? Like Saquon the last couple of years with the Giants, it seems like he's more effective this year. How do you see teams approaching that?
Well, I'll say one more time because to me, I think every year it's been that way. Maybe some years a running back is used a little bit better and maybe has a few more yards, but I don't think the running back, it's been belittled that it's just a passing game and you don't need a good running back to be able to do what you want to do. It seemed like this year there's more of the guys and more of the attention is being placed on it, but that's the only way I've known it to be, our game. You need a good running game. Well, if you're a good passing team, what would help that passing attack is a running attack. So I think it all goes hand in hand, and I know for us, that's just the only way we know how to do it. And if you look at most of the, the good football teams, I think that's still the case. You look at the Super Bowl champion, I think somewhere along the lines, they have a good running back too. That's what I would say.
Coach, I know you're not able to make it to the parade today, but if it's any consolation, Dusty hate that he missed the game on Thursday night as well.
Well, Dusty is of course, he's a Houston sports fan in general. Total support behind that. But again, that just we talk about, LT setting a good example of how things can be. On what Dusty is setting for us, and all other sports team around here on what you can do. Come in, change some things, keep, believe in the process, and keep getting better, adding pieces to the puzzle, keep getting better, and ultimately you see what perseverance. That's what you also see. If you just look at Dusty Baker in general, perseverance, normally the cream comes to the top, and that's what we're hoping.
Coach, you guys took that picture earlier this season. You, Silas, Baker, I think Sampson was involved, and some other coaches too. You got a previous relationship with Dusty. Did you make that phone call after he won the World Series the other night? Have you guys had a conversation? Well,
when I say Dusty Baker knows a whole lot of people, and I'm way down the line of have I communicated, congratulated him? Absolutely. Like me and probably about 2 billion other people have. And we will eventually make contact. But right now I'm just pumped up for what they're going through. And I know it just had that feeling. That's a feeling that I can't wait to get. I know it's got to be special.
We'll go DJ and Brooks.
Your defense has been good in some categories, whether it's takeaways, pressures, things like that. Obviously, the run defense has been an issue. So obviously, you guys have better rush defense. Defense will be better. So what do you feel that you guys have to do to be able to fix that glaring hole in the defense?
It's just not one thing, I can tell you. I know you asked me pointed questions on do this, fix that. That's just not how the world works. It's not how defense works, not how football works. This is what we do. If there's an issue, there's been an issue, we constantly practice it. We changed personnel. Believe it or not, we change up ways to actually practice, try to get it better. Sometimes it just takes more time. Things don't happen overnight. So that's what I'm going to say. We're going to go to practice, and we're not picking, combing our hair or something out in practice. We're freaking practicing, trying to get better with that. I understand about our run defense and stuff, and eventually it will get better. Right now, when you ask those questions and stuff, and a whole lot I can do, there's not a whole lot I can say except for coaching-wise, we have to coach a whole lot better. Player-wise, we have to play better. That's the only answer I can give you right now.
Last one, Brooks. After reviewing Teagan's performance on Thursday last week, how you guys ran 4 tight ends, but out on that game, how much do you think that'll continue, and what do you think that group adds now after watching him?
Well, I mean, it's tough to get 4. We had 4 tight ends active, and they all were able to get into it. That's tough. It's tougher to do, but you're talking Teagan in particular. He's our best blocker of the group. We say we're a running football team. You need a wide tight end, and that's what he is. Now, okay, he caught a touchdown pass, and he did some good things in the passing game too, which is an added bonus. But I'm just, a few weeks back we talked about Christian Harris's first game. So I know Teagan played a little bit more in the preseason, but we're just glad to get him back into the mix. And we love those decisions where when you at tight end position, you're talking about 4 guys and how do we get them involved in the game plan. It'll be fun to do that. And when you play a team like we're playing this week, without going over all the game plan and all that, it's about keeping maybe more bodies in to be able to protect some of that stuff. We'll ask all those guys to do an awful lot, but just talking about a position, we talk about what Teagan has done. Jordan Akins has done the same thing. O.J. Howard has had his moments. And getting Bredman back into the mix gives us a lot of flexibility.
Thanks, good.
Thank you.